Shalom Akim, Kahalarim Ra, Yahaba Shim Yahshai, Bashim Kakudash, and double on Instagram, Son Apostles, Thouday How, Thouday Yahshai, for giving me the strength in order to make this video as well. And today's topic is just pretty much based on the new technology, man, that's been released. I know AI has been something that's been around for quite some time now, but you know, as you can see here from the title, it says playing video games with mind control. That's one that I want to touch upon, as well as Meta, formerly known as Facebook. They've now achieved mind reading using AI. Basically, AI of which executes mind reading, which is really just being able to see what you're seeing. So basically, this goes into a bit. When the scriptures say Isaiah 14 verse 14 about Esau wants to be like the Most High, Esau really wants to see everything, man. He wants to be like the Most High. He sees everything, man. You know, in fact, might as well get that as well as a introductory precept. So Isaiah 14 verse 14, because Esau's got ambitions. Oh, he's had ambitions, man. Isaiah, it's not how you spell Isaiah. Okay. So Isaiah, hold on, let me read verse 14. Okay. So I was just seeing where I can actually start from. I'll just read Isaiah 14 verse 14. That's the key part. So Isaiah 14 verse 14, I will ascend above the heights of the clouds, and I will be like the Most High. So Esau's ambition is to be like the Most High Yahweh. He wants to be able to watch everyone. He wants to be able to know what everyone's doing every second of it, to be able to track things, see what a person's did in their past, or what they may potentially do in their future. This is how far Esau's ambition is gonna go to, man. But let me play a little bit of this clip. Then, I'll talk about a few things, then, bring out some more precepts as well. So, Esau's ambition is large.
This woman has found a way to play games with her mind. Finding success in games like Elden Ring, Halo, and Trackmania, all without the use of a controller. And the best part? It's not just Perry that can do it.
Mind control gaming is exactly as it sounds. It is gaming with your mind. So in my case, I have an EEG that picks up my brain activity, and then I've just translated that into pushing buttons on a virtual controller. An EEG, or an electroencephalogram, which I've had to spend a few weeks practicing how to say, is a bunch of electrodes that go on your scalp, and it picks up the electromagnetic brain activity that comes from your head. It can look and see what kind of activity is going on, and if I've trained it to recognize what this means, then it can look and see if you're doing that. For instance, imagining something coming towards you could make the character attack in game, something lifting dodge, and something sinking in water heal. I can move the character by tilting my head. The kind of things that you should say to me to get some brain activity are anything that would elicit a really strong emotion. The best one that I've seen so far is fear and shock. So when I'm playing horror games, it lights up if there's a jump scare.
I hate fear, so
I'm embarrassed that worked. That's not good.
HelloFresh is the easy way to cook delicious meals at home. You pick the recipes you want to make and all the ingredients you need to make.
That's a bad sign. That's a bad sign. Ah! Okay, I'm running. Oh dear. Oh, okay. Right now, I'm really into games like anything that's dark fantasy, RPG, like Souls-like games that are really difficult and punishing, because I think maybe that's just part of my personality. It took me about 6 months to make it work the first time, just to make it push a button in the game. And right now I'm on 10 months into the project and it's still not perfect. I may have missed the turn. The main obstacle though wasn't building the controller or doing the coding. The main obstacle was getting the mental commands to work. So actually thinking of what I should be visualizing to record. And I had to train them up for about, I think in total we're on 600 hours of doing the same pattern over and over again and telling the software what to remember. And that's just of the visualizations I have now. So there were loads of other iterations that didn't work because they were too similar to each other, or they just didn't make any sense. Or there was one where I was imagining pulling something down from the sky, and then I realized about 3 hours into doing it that that's not going to work because then I'm not looking at the monitor. I'm not looking at the game. But my first moment where I thought, there's no way this is possible, I can't believe that this is happening, this must be a fluke, this must be a mistake, was the first time that it worked. So I was running around with the character Steve in Minecraft, and it was the first ever visualization. It was pushing a block forward, and I wanted him to swing his fist in mine, and then I did it, and then he did it, and it was just the wildest thing. I was absolutely blown away, and I thought, this is such a far out idea, based on something that I've never tried before, and as far as I'm aware, very few people have. And it worked. And I had to do it over and over again, not to test it, not to make sure, not to get it better, but just to believe that that actually was me doing it and not some random wild error. I felt...
Yeah, Khan. You know, she took a lot of time to create that, well, I guess I can call it an interface, you know, between the brain and, the screen. But the point I want to make is, this is really how, cause she, well, from what this channel is claiming, you know, she's the one who created it. She did say that she took 6 months to create. But then when you look at eSwords, you know, the bigger companies, which I'm going to get into it, you know, this topic right here, I'm going to have to record in another video, but, you know, this one in itself might be a little serious too. But the point is the fact that these new technologies involving games will be a way of really enticing the younger generation, you know, to get into you know, these technologies, which are really pointing towards convenience, which also will link to this video as well. You know, it's been certain okay, I've heard of this. You know, the humane AI pin. It's basically just a screenless phone involving AI technology. You know, you mainly use your voice and touch. So all of that is then going to add up to the convenience of which, you know, nowadays, if you really think about it, the younger generation, talk about the ones that are in their teenage years, even early 20s as well, my generation, because I'm 20 currently, so even my generation as well, the vast majority of them, you know, they're used to, you know, scrolling on TikTok or maybe YouTube Shorts. And sometimes just paying attention to a video, you know, a good 30-minute video minimum at least, can be kind of a struggle. Which means obviously they like things of which spark the dopamine in their brain, which really attracts a person to then do a certain thing or take a certain action. You know, such as, let's say if you wanted to eat a piece of cake, you know, dopamine spikes in your brain, and then, you know, you stand up and you go get that cake, man. So that's an example, a simple example of that. But with these games where, you know, you got this brain technology of which you use your mind in order to control. Your mind is basically the controller. That's basically it. Your mind is basically the controller for the game. And of course, that gives even more convenience because of the fact that, you know, nowadays you got PS5, you got Xbox, you know, they have a physical controller. You use your fingers to do that. So in order to make it less strenuous than it already is with the fingers, people will just will start to then adopt the mind control. Well, yeah, mind control gaming, man. The fact that you use your mind. So all these things are just different techniques, psychological techniques, in order to entice the younger generation, because, you know, they're the ones who would then be able to actually uplift this beast system too. A majority of them, you know, because of the simple minds as well, not having that knowledge, of course, really, it's ultimately the Most High's will. They will also subside and just give into Esau's system because of all these temptations. You got your mind control for gaming. You're gonna have the screenless phone as well that they're gonna try and push out to you. And you got the Facebook one too, where there's AI mind reading, man. Which means now imagine the time where what's it called? Really, they're gonna use it in the police department. Yeah, so they're gonna use it in the police department. Basically, just imagine all the types of scenarios, because there's this thing as well. Where is it? So okay, let me go on YouTube here. There's also this thing, because as you also just watch all the technologies that are here, you're gonna see. Hold on. What's it called? Apple Vision Pro. And this technology right here is also I think, what do they call it? Mixed reality, extended reality, virtual reality, augmented reality. They're all linked really to the same thing, But let's just call it virtual reality just for simplicity's sake and for understanding. These things here, imagine if this type of a thing, which is even more immersive, this is seen as the new phone apparently. You got this one, and then you got the AI pin. But imagine this type of technology, immersive technology, being combined with this mind reading AI, which I'll probably have to do in the next video now, because I'm using the recorder, the 15-minute limit recorder. But anyways, it's all good. But the point is, this will be used to get the younger generation into Esau's technologies, man. That is gonna further to then get to the point of the chip, which that chip is also linked to It's linked to this video too as well, man. It's just the psychological aspect of it. Convenience. So really the point is, I've already said the point as to entice the younger generation. I don't know if she mentioned something I want to mention as well. But yeah, she mentioned the key part of emotion being the way to actually control it as well. And this is how Esau really wants to be as the Most High as well, man. I mean, I know obviously, she's what did she even say? Like she's a master's student or something in computer science or something. Well, actually said it here.
Lights up, it elicits a really strong emotion. A bunch. So.
Oh yeah, hold on. Oh, she's a master of science at psychology. I thought she would be, into the computer science type of degree, but the point really is that I actually lost my points a lot here. But oh yeah, I was talking about the brain activity pertaining to immersion, man, and then I also mentioned the fact that Esau really wants to be as the Most High, because if you go to Ezekiel chapter 1, should be chapter 1, about the fact the vision of Ezekiel when he saw the chariot. One of the visions also described the chariot being controlled by really thought, the mind, the spirit. If you thought of the chariot to move to the left, it will go to the left, and then if you thought of it to go to the right, then it will go to the right. So let me try to bring that out as well. So it's the same scenario that we're seeing here with the mind control gaming here. You think of the game character to go to the left, it goes to the left. Then the character goes to the right if you think of it to go to the right. And of course, if you spark certain emotions, then you also trigger certain things in the game. So as it says here, Ezekiel chapter 1 verse 20, it says here, whithersoever the spirit was to go, they went. Thither was their spirit to go, and the wheels were lifted up over against them, for the spirit of the living creature was in the wheels. That's talking about the chariots right there, man. The chariots right there, that's the way the angels control them. Really, if they take thought for it to move one direction, it goes towards that direction. If it goes to the other direction, then it goes to the other direction. So that's really the point. But Yara Tazar, I'm going to continue the next video as well. bit clip by clip.